My dad is the type of guy who will throw on all the toppings in Subway. For him, I don't even know why there's options for toppings, because he'll name off every single topping name by name, even though he just picks all of them. And then when we get to the sauces, yeah, I mean, that's another issue. And with Top Ramen, it's the same thing. Throw in a bunch of different spices, throw in a bunch of different things like onions and garlic. I mean, it's just Top Ramen. It already has the seasoning. But I've always wondered, at what point do we stop tasting flavor? How many toppings does it take for us to stop appreciating the original flavor of what the sandwich, the meal, or the dish is? I mean, I can't really talk much because I throw salt and pepper on almost anything, and I'm mostly a salty person, so I can't resist the salt. But if there's a limit to how many toppings or how many different seasonings we can throw onto a dish before the dish loses its identity, what about things in real life? What happens when we use too much force when we're trying to diffuse a conflict? Is that excessive force? What happens when we're just trying to open the bathroom door and we end up smashing somebody's face in because we push too hard? Is that excessive force? We know that these things are excessive. We know that these have a consequence when we put too much force into them. But why do we do it? What's the purpose of adding all that force in? Maybe it's the situation, maybe you're angry, maybe it's that you underestimated something. But either way, it points back to one thing. We didn't know how much force was required, or we weren't comfortable with our current abilities putting out that amount of force, so we overcompensated. For example, say there's a zombie apocalypse, and I gave you a firearm and a full magazine. Nobody knows how many bullets it's going to take down one zombie. So for the first time you see a zombie, you're probably going to empty the entire magazine. In a fighting game, it's the same thing. You'll mash the buttons because you don't know what the character does. But that is using excessive force because you didn't need to press the buttons that many times. But all this discomfort, all this not knowing how much needs to be applied, is not as helpful as it is destructive. And even though it's an art to create that estimation and to be correct about that estimation and comfortable with that estimation, if we always use excessive force in our life and stayed that uncomfortable, we would actually be destroying more than we would be creating. Of course, you can muscle your way through workouts. Of course, you can use as much muscle as possible to try to get through an entire workout. But at some point, an injury would occur. And as we add in all this extra flavor, as we add in all this extra force, now we're changing the identity of the workout. We're changing the identity of the training. We're changing the identity of the project or whatever we're doing to be whatever that excessive force is, whatever that excessive flavor is. But at a certain point, we know that there's too much, and we're just destroying our chances and destroying ourselves or the people around us. So the only way we're going to reach what we really want to get isn't going to be by us getting in our own way, isn't going to be by us trying to put too much in. The only answer is the same as putting in not enough. We have to put in what is enough and not get in our own ways. We have to just do it. But only you are going to be able to keep yourself honest to that. Not me, not anyone else around you. They may keep you accountable. I might be able to keep you accountable. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be you that needs to be honest. And you will reach that goal when you are honest to what is enough.